Hi, this is Ethan Poole 23034999 and I will be discussing Lab 3 on network traffic analysis. Moving straight to the first questions, the answer to the first question is MAC addressing, because the link layer will use MAC addressing. This layer will add the MAC addresses of both the user and the source, so that a specific device on a network can be routed to with IP addresses added after. So the answer to the second question is the network layer, because routers operate on the network layer of the OSI model, so they determine the best path to route through, as well as start to route between the network. The answer to the next question would also be the network layer, because the PDU is encapsulated into a packet at this layer, so it can be sent across a network to a destination. The answer to the next question would be the TCP protocol. It's a connection-oriented protocol that is used at the transport layer to establish a connection. And then the answer to the next question would be the transport layer. The transport layer is responsible for adding the headers, including the source and destination ports. And then the next answer would be IPv4, because IPv4 addresses use 32-bit addressing, as IPv4 addresses use 32 bits. After running this command sudo tcp-dump -i -33nnn, I opened up youtube.com, and after opening youtube.com I could find the HTTPS server, as if you look, the client has sent, this machine has sent a packet over the 443 port to 216.58.213.14.443. Therefore this is the HTTPS server for youtube.com. When trying to capture based on all of these commands, rules even, I went over and I used this command using these switches. To capture and only write to a file, I've run this command, the sudo tcp-dump w, and then my ID number. To read the student pcat file with the following settings, I would run this command. So the command to filter out ICMP traffic so that none is captured in the trace is the command that I've used as followed. ICMP is an internet protocol. It can be used to detect unauthorized traffic, and it can also be used to alert and call errors. The answer to this question is false, because the filter host will also look at destination traffic. To use this filter, you would use this command, and this command will not only look at source, it will look at destination as well. It can look at both, unless you filter it out with maybe a DST command or something. You can filter it out, but as a whole, on the main, it will just look for source and destination. And then for the next question, we look at how we can run capture traffic with only TCP traffic to destination traffic for 164.11 and to only port 443. So by running this command, this will follow all of those parameters. So I ran this off the pcat file that I downloaded from Blackboard, and after looking through, I have seen I've seen TCP packets exchanged, DNS queries to google.com, and then also SYN-ACK and SYN-ACK and ACK requests and acknowledgements. See, there's google.com. After going through my capture, I noticed the most common ports were 443, which was being used for web servers and HTTP, and then I noticed 53 was also being used a lot, and 53 was being used for DNS queries with google.com, going back and forth. I believe that this right here is the IP address of the DNS server, because if you look, the connection has been established with Google there, and then it goes in with flags and connection details. The IPv4 address returned from the Google DNS server is 172.217.16228. I also believe that on this line here is the IPv6 from google.com. This line that was returned from the DNS server. So another domain name that I found was www.gstatic.com, which I assume is something related to Google, whether it's a server, domain, I don't quite know, but I know that's somehow connected to Google. Obviously I found www.google.com. I later on found api.google.com. Yeah, API, yes, that was it. Plus.l.google.com. The client's port number was found in the first full TCP three-way handshake is 54696. And if we look at where the client is trying to communicate with the server a couple of lines down, you can see that the client is there, server is there, and they're using 54696 as the port. During the three-way handshake, you can see that the absolute sequence number is 9822581178. The acknowledgement number is there, win is there, and this was during the three-way handshake on a SYN ACK.